Nigeria don't enter one chance, I swear, now go with the go so. Herdsmen, they kill us every day, for them busy, they campaign again. After they failed all the promises they made, oh, then they praise themselves. Why the masses were supposed to give them the praises we they here they run to? Who be that? I blame it on the religious leaders. I blame it on the traditional rulers. People were supposed to fight for the people, they don't compromise. Shame on the rebellious brothers. People will cry with us to ring answers. Today them don't join those oppressors, they eat jealous. Something done the smell of. Very soon now we go perceive them. We have up where this government they cause my time bomb. It go soon explode. Revolution they come more. It they very close and they feel more. When the power of the people we triumph, the power of the people in power. They no even care, they no even send. Say the people they die of hunger. Hungry dog is an angry dog. One day you go bite the owner. Idle man is the devil workshop. Many youths for Nigeria no good job. And the country the youths got no future. The country is gone, that's on period. I blame it on the judiciary leaders. I blame it on the electoral officials. People were supposed to save the nation, but they collected bribe. Shame on the armed forces. People were supposed to protect the masses. One of them they shoot us anytime they hear our voice.
This is from Biafra's Got Talent. We are letting Biafrans know the reason why we should remember those who gave their lives for us, those who died, that we may live.
You died to end my suffering. You died fighting for my freedom. Your blood is the seed of redemption. You are my inspiration.
The deed no wrong with them, military shots at them. 67 to 70, we remember them. 2016, 38 May, memory still lives in our mind till today. Wonder why they refuse to publicize the genocide. The world media turn blind eyes to our plight. It's time to arise, land of the rising sun. Let's rise one more time, let's rise.
Yo, we will never forget our fallen heroes. Those who gave their life for us. Onitsha massacre, Iwata massacre, Aba massacre. We remember you. Alright.
Tell them I got that day. Remember when me tell you say I got that day. Yeah, I remember that what I called as a prospero. But the way you put like a papa nuku. But then when we hero, me tell you what I look and the what on this amiro. Me tell you what I day. For me the front and the rest of man I tell you what I day. Me never give up. Me tell them
Fallen heroes, I want to promise you something today. We must fight together, no retreat and no surrender. We must hold them down till the end of time. The most important thing is that we will restore Biafra. May your soul rest in peace.
I look up to the sky with tears in my eye. For other Biafrans and for freedom had to die. We will never forget you as the days go by. You are always in my heart, forever be a part. They fought for our freedom. They died for our freedom. They fought the Nigerian soldiers in the war front. Without food, without guns. For our freedom, for our life, for our own good, for our children. We love them, our heroes. We want them.
My heart bleeds when I saw them slain. Where will I be now if not then? They will remain indelible in my heart forever, 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 and never, and never, and never.
We serve in your plantation, and the way you paid us back with your bloody starvation. We play in our history that the death of my people is a mystery. No going back to get to a victory. because of our freedom, and they pay the debt for our freedom. Raise the flag high for those that died in the genocide, fighting for you and I. There is pain in our heart, we bleeding inside, tears in our eyes, so I'm falling here.
This is for my fallen heroes. Give them motivation, people. It's like I'm looking at myself in the mirror. Cause to be a gas, I need to be a nurse. If we did not retire, yeah.
They pay the ultimate price. They die for me, for the freedom of unborn child. We live for the legacy.
Yo, we will never forget our fallen hero. Onitsha massacre, Iwata massacre, Aba massacre. We remember you. Alright. Yo, we will never forget our fallen hero. Onitsha massacre, Iwata massacre, Aba massacre. We remember you. Alright.
Yeah, put the flag in the air. Never be afraid. March on, cause we are more than conquerors. Yeah, you know what it is.
I'm looking at myself in
We
the
must
mirror.
revenge, and we must stand to represent who we are.
I want you people to understand that the liberation of Biafra has entered the highest stage in the history of Biafra. Not even during the war. I am telling you, it has entered the highest stage ever. And we are going to do everything humanly possible in this life to restore Biafra. Everything humanly possible will be done. And I want you people to understand that the Biafra liberation is step by step, segment by segment, plan by plan, executions by execution. We'll be executing those plans according to the template till the last one, and Biafra.
Let us go talk about the objective of your struggle and how do you intend to achieve it in practical terms?
In practical terms, it is civil disobedience. The same way that Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. accomplished civil rights in America, the same way that Mahatma Gandhi led India to independence out of British colonial rule, the same principles we are applying, and might I add, very successfully too. We will do everything possible to unravel and unshackle the zoo called Nigeria. Everything humanly possible. No stone will be left unturned. We will sacrifice everything sacrificable. Material, life, blood will throw into.
And we will do everything humanly possible to see the Biafra.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us on this very quick evening section. I appreciate everyone that has connected. Please like and share on your platform. Share to family and friends. Share to your neighbors. Invite people to join us on this very quick one on our evening section of our program. We have done our morning section, and this is the evening section of our daily program. Remember, in our evening section, we don't waste much time. We make it as brief as we can. At most, 1 hour or less than 1 hour, we are done with the message and we are good to go. So for those who did not join us in the morning, you still have the opportunity to join us now and get the same information. What we do in the evening is a kind of review of what we did in the morning and continue to push forward because this is a time that we cannot be silent. So wherever you are joining from, I appreciate you. I thank you for being part of the program. Kindly like and share. As you join, you like and share. Don't just keep the message to yourself. Make sure you invite somebody. Make sure you call the attention of somebody to join. You don't watch alone. This assignment is for you and I. We must continue to educate. We must continue to inform and let the world know what is happening. More especially at this very critical time. We are in a critical time where we must make sure that the voice of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not silenced. We must make sure that the voice of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is heard. We must also make sure that the voice of Mazi Simon Ekpa is heard. We have to make sure that their legacy is kept intact. That assignment that they were doing while they were with us, today it is our responsibility to carry on that assignment. And you must try as much as you can to do everything humanly possible to make sure that their voice is being heard. It is a very critical time, more especially as we look forward to the 20th of November. 20th of November. In few days' time, 20th of November, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to appear again in court and Nigeria will be in judgment. Nigeria will be judged and we are going to watch how Nigeria will be judged. It is not a judgment against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it's a judgment against Nigeria judicial system. It is a judgment against the disgraced country, as Donald Trump called them. This is a country that we know how disgraced it is. Every single thing that Donald Trump used to describe Nigeria is what it is. He called it a shithole. Today, it is more than a shithole. Disgraced country. Today, you are seeing the disgrace every blessed day. Disgrace coming from the presidency, disgrace coming from the judiciary, disgrace coming from the legislature, disgrace coming from the executive. It is disgrace all around. Even from their military is a disgrace. Bad news, disgraceful news coming from all ramifications. After so many years of the Chibok students kidnapped, it has happened again. It has happened again. A country that continues to play with the life of its own citizens, more especially children, more especially school children. That is why the world have to pay attention and be concerned. A country that cannot protect the vulnerable people. A country that cannot protect its vulnerable population. You can see that the children are the most affected in the Zoological Republic. And that calls for concern. If you are human on this planet Earth today, you are not concerned about that situation. I don't know what you're going to be concerned about. Wherever you are watching us from, it is time for us to add our voice, speak in a tone, speak in a language that the Nigerian government will understand. Donald Trump, this is the time to take action. There is no point waiting. There is no point deliberating. The genocide is expanding every single day. I welcome every one of you that have joined us on this program this evening. And I want to remind everyone that is watching, or those that are going to watch later on, I want to remind you that in this platform, we don't come here to instigate violence. We do not come here to preach hate. We don't come here to attack any individual or persons. We don't come here to attack any race or religion. What we do in this very platform is to speak the truth and nothing but the truth, to present issues the way they are without being politically correct. And in our platform, you can join us and air your opinion. It's a platform for public opinion. Whatever your opinion may be, even if you are a one Nigerianist, Even if you are not an African, you are from other African country, wherever you are, as long as you are human and you have conscience, feel free to join us. As long as you are genuinely seeking for freedom, you are concerned about humanity, this is the right place to be. Feel free to join us. Ask your question, make your contributions, and state your case. If you have a superior argument, this is the right place to be. We want to engage you. We want to listen from you. We want to learn from you, and you equally learn from us. When you are joining us, make sure you have a superior and confirmed argument with evidence. Then you can join us and be able to make your case. We will give you ears to listen. We will listen to you, and we will not attack you. In this platform, it is not a place for propaganda, blackmail, or saga. No, we head straight to the point. And today, we have only one project ahead of us, the freedom of the Biafran people. And what is closest in the freedom of Biafran people is the case of our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. As you all know, he will be in court on the 20th. Some places now are already on the 19th. That means it is tomorrow. For those who have entered 19th already, it is tomorrow. And for those who have not entered 19, it is day after tomorrow. The Zoological Republic will be placed under judgment. Nigeria will be placed under judgment. Every single one of you, wherever you are, you must continue to speak. Do not be silent. Do not be silent. Do not be silent. Everyone should continue to add their voice. You can see that the terrorists are intensifying in the attack. Don't be silent. More especially on the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that is coming up on the 20th. We know that the politicians in Biafra land are colluding with the federal government. The politicians are colluding with the federal government of Nigeria. It is only we, the ordinary people, that are having Mazi Nnamdi Kanu at heart, and we are ready to fight and die for him. That is why we must continue to speak in our various platforms. Don't think that nobody's hearing you. Continue to speak, continue to share information. As you join us on this platform, continue to share. Don't say nobody's listening. Don't say you are tired. Don't be tired. Even myself that I'm here, sometimes I feel weak to come online, but when I remember the task ahead of us, I cannot afford to say no. Every single day, I spend 5 to 6 hours talking about the issue of Biafra. It is because this is a matter of life and death. 6 hours abroad, I know how much I can make in 6 hours. But I devote that time and commit that time to Biafra struggle, to make sure that our voice is being heard, and I will continue to do so. I also appreciate everyone that is making their effort in one way or the other. So many people who are joining me on different programs, coming all the time in the morning and afternoon, and they are sharing this program, making sure that information are going forward. I appreciate every one of you. In this platform, I can see Sunday Gabriel. Thank you for joining, Sunday Gabriel. I appreciate you. I thank you for being part of the program. Keep it up and continue to do whatever you know you can do to support the struggle. And I can see my beloved sister, Mazi Akere. Mazi is always here morning and evening. She's always in my program. I appreciate her so much. These are commitments we are making for our own freedom. It is a commitment. There is nothing that you do that is too small. Every single one of us is important. You that is sharing this program, you're important. You that is listening there, you are important. You that is liking the program, you're important. Every one of us is important. There are some who are blessed financially, who are supporting the struggle financially. There are some who are broadcasting and speaking. There are some who are in the front line, fighting for you and I, day and night on the ground. There are people who are fighting, putting their life on the line. There are people who are engaging in diplomatic moves, talks everywhere. This is division of labor. Anyone you know you can do, please do not hesitate to do that. Don't get tired. Not now. If there is any time to get tired, it is not now. Nigeria has already crumbled. It has already crumbled. The Zoological Republic has already crumbled with what is happening today. We will not allow the hypocrisy of these Southeast politicians to hold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu down. We cannot allow their silence to continue. That is why we will give Mazi Nnamdi Kanu a voice. We will give Mazi Simon a voice. They want to silence them. They want to make sure that they stop them because they know that these are the face of Biafra. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and our Prime Minister Mazi Simon, the face of Biafra, and they cannot withstand. They can't behold them. They know what these people stand for. They know what they stand for, and they are scared. They know that as long as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu remains in the picture, they will remain irrelevant, and every of their evil deed will be exposed. They know that as long as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Simon remain in the picture, that their fraud will not last for long. That is why we must not allow the voice of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be silenced. These so-called politicians are evil. They gang up together and they are planning against our sweet Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, making sure that he's not released. They are conniving with the enemy. They join the enemy to connive. How can you explain the fact that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been freed and yet they could not be able to speak up and ask for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu release? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have won his case in 5 courts. 5 courts. 2 international courts and 3 local courts. And yet they refuse to let Mazi Nnamdi Kanu go. And we have people who call themselves lawmakers. We have politicians. We have governors. And yes, they do nothing. And yet they do nothing. They pretend they are not seeing what is happening. We cannot be silent. If these criminal politicians remain silent, we, the people, will not be silent. We will continue to speak. We will continue to give Mazi Nnamdi Kanu a voice. We will continue to give Mazi Simon a voice. We will continue to shout on top of the world until the world acts. It is our voice that brought the attention of Donald Trump. Do not be confused and deceived about the genocide of the Christians. The genocide of Christians is the genocide of Biafrans. The genocide did not start today. It started many, many years ago. And as things happen, confessions are coming from the north, eyewitness accounts. So many of us, including myself that is speaking here, I lived in the north. I saw it firsthand. When you are hearing about the riot in the north, it is against the Biafran. Everything that happens in Nigeria, whether it happens in the north, in the south, in the east, in the west, wherever it happens, the people that will always be attacked is the Biafran people. The people they use as a scapegoat is the Biafran people. We cannot continue to pretend that these things are not happening. They are happening every single day. And what we have to do is to sit up and stand up. The Zoological Republic has ended. And we will continue to expose their evil. Nigeria is no longer existing. A failed state, a clueless and shameful, a disgraced state, country. I don't know how Trump managed to get those wonderful names for them. A disgraced country. As we speak today, their disgrace is flying on the media. The disgrace of Nigeria is flying on the media. As they are already preparing for their fraudulent election. In their fraudulent election, the terrorist organization that they formed, that they called party, they are fighting each other. And suddenly, the terrorist organization are the one today calling Trump to come and take action. The same people that don't want to see Trump in Nigeria, the same people that are talking about sovereignty, today, they are calling on Trump to take action. Are you surprised? Are you surprised? The terrorist organization that Canadian court, a court in Canada, first world country, declared that they are a terrorist organization, and people doubt it. Today, they are displaying their act of terrorism. They are showing the world that they are terrorists. And some of them shamelessly come out. Some of them, they shamelessly come out and they are calling for Donald Trump to take action. These are the same people who came and they say that there is no Christian genocide in the north. They deny the Christian genocide in the north. They say that Trump is coming to invade Nigeria. They say that Trump is coming for America. But today, surprisingly, these same politicians, these same terrorists, this same evil, when it has come to their part, now they are calling for Trump to come in. They are calling Trump to come in. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. This is how Nigeria works because they don't care about the masses. It is always about them. Whenever they are not favored, they begin to speak the truth. Once they lie, the propaganda, the fraud favors them, they will not speak the truth. Once the fraud is on their own favor, they will lose their manners. They will lose their manners and they can support any evil. They can support the devil himself when it doesn't favor them. Just like the terrorist country that is ruling Nigeria, the terrorist party that is ruling Nigeria, go and check how they came to power. The terrorists today that they have baptized and called them bandits were brought by this same APC, the people that this terrorist organization that is ruling Nigeria today. They went by themselves to bring terrorists to help them to take over power. Even though they know that the country has sovereignty, the same people that are shouting about sovereignty, they went and they met terrorists, paid them, told them to come in, help them to take over power. These terrorists followed them, came in their numbers. They didn't hide it. In the open, the president, late criminal, Muhammadu Buhari, announced on national TV and told them to come in. They will be given visa at the port of entry. They all came in. Now, the terrorist party, with the terrorists they used to take power, are now destabilizing everywhere. They are now causing mayhem. They are now destroying everything in their path. And Donald Trump cannot stand and watch the life of the innocent Christians being wasted away. He decided to act. Every one of them is shouting about sovereignty. Sovereignty, sovereignty. Don't come, want to take oil. But today, surprisingly, I saw that disgraced country that Donald Trump called them is what they are. There is no name that you call Nigeria that is not what they are. Just like when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu called them the zoo. Today, people are confirming that zoo is more organized than Nigeria. People today are saying that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu gave them a beautiful name. The zoo is more organized than Nigeria. The same way when Donald Trump last time called them a shithole. Today, Nigeria is worse than a shithole. Nigeria is worse than a shithole as we speak. Donald Trump called them a disgraced country. And they say, why would he say a disgraced country? They are not a disgraced country. Today, their disgrace is in the market. The disgrace of Nigeria is being sold in the market. The terrorist organization that they call parties that are running the country, their disgrace is smelling. I am going to play the video for you to see where they are, but in a country where you have mad people. In a complete mad people, they gather together and they form a party, form a government. What do you get? What do you get? And somebody will still come and you begin to identify yourself as a Nigerian. You identify yourself as a Nigerian. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself. If you identify yourself as a Nigerian, you should be ashamed of yourself. Even in the midst of the warning that Donald Trump called, the disgrace is smelling. The disgrace is so much. The disgrace is so much. Everywhere you look. And the terrorists are not stopping. They are increasing in their terrorism. Anywhere you look, you see them. Anywhere you look, you see them. Today, they have increased their attack. They have increased their attack up to the extent of taking the life of a brigadier general. And yet, there is no outrage. And yet, the military have not given order. They have not given a marching order. They have not given a marching order. Can you imagine if a brigadier general died in the southeast? You can imagine what will happen. If a brigadier general died in the southeast, you can imagine what will happen. You saw how they destroyed Okuama. Okuama community was leveled. Okuama community was leveled because of the problem they created for themselves. The military themselves involved in bunkering were fighting for their bunkering ground. And they ventured their angers on the Okuama community because the same people attacked themselves and killed themselves. You remember what happened in Udi? Udi was leveled, innocent life, children and women were murdered in cold blood in Udi because of the loss of a life of a soldier. Today, a brigadier general is murdered in the northern part of Nigeria by the so-called bandit, and nothing is being done. Nothing. Everybody is going about their businesses. Everybody is going about their businesses. It doesn't matter. A disgraced country. And I want you to see the disgrace in display. This is the disgrace in display. The terrorist group that they call party in Nigeria.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
This is a terrorist group that they call political party. When a Canadian court told you that the ruling parties in Nigeria are terrorist organizations, this is PDP. This is PDP. The same party, they are fighting in their secretariat. Police form two parties. One group for Wiki, one group for the other group. Every one of them armed, tear gas everywhere, dragging who owns the secretariat. The same terrorist group or political party, PDP, two groups fighting. Each group has their own police. Each group have their own army. They are fighting for who owns the secretariat. A disgraced country. A disgraced country. When they say Nigeria is a disgraced country, what other disgrace can be more than this? A serving minister, the Hitler, years a week, a serving minister carrying thugs with police and army to invade the secretariat of their party, and their party group also with their own thug, beating up, including beating up women. You can imagine, they beat up even women. You will see a woman that they slap there. Look at that woman. Look at how they slapped the woman. You see how he slapped a woman? That guy just slapped a woman. A woman. They beat up women, beat up men. Even there was a man that is handicapped. A handicapped man there was beaten. You will see a handicapped man. Look at him. They push the handicapped man on the ground. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. A handicapped man. A handicapped man was pushed on the ground. Disgraced country. Disgraced country. Donald Trump called you a disgraced country, and you say he doesn't know what he's saying. You are worse than a disgraced country. Worse than a disgraced country. They beat up a woman, beat up a handicapped man, pouring tear gas everywhere, all in the dragging of who owns who. And some of you will be hoping that you're going to conduct an election to elect. The war has started. Oh, we are still in 2025. Oh, we are still in 2025. They have already started war against 2027. This thing you are seeing is what is going to produce another idiot in 2027. This is what will produce another idiot in 2027. And some people are having hope. Oh, Nigeria will be better. Some people will still come out and call themselves Nigerians. Shame on you. Disgraced country. Disgraced country. And every day you see the disgrace. It shows more. How can you get a good leader from this environment? How can you get a good leadership from this kind of environment? Chaotic environment. An environment of fraud. Environment of mad people, environment of thugs. Wike, FCT minister, using thug against his own party member. We two party. He is a member of PDP, he is a member of APC. Untouchable, and you can't do anything. He will go to APC, he will work on PDP everywhere, destabilizing all the parties, and nobody can do anything. When a Canadian court told you that the leading parties in Nigeria are terrorist organizations. This is a typical example. But what is shocking me is that These same terrorists that say they don't want Trump, they have begun to call for Donald Trump. The same people they say they don't want Donald Trump, they are now crying and they are calling Donald Trump to come fast. That it is not only Christian genocide. It is not only Christian genocide. That democracy is. Do they even have democracy before? They don't have democracy. But to show you how wicked they are, they know there is Christian genocide. Even the Bauchi state governor is there. Bauchi state governor who denies who was the one in front line to invite terrorists in Nigeria. Who has been campaigning to bring terrorists into Nigeria. He's there. And he's there when this man is calling Donald Trump to come. I want you to watch this. You can imagine. The same terrorists that say they don't want Donald Trump.
President Trump, what is at stake is not just genocide against Nigerian Christians. You should come and save democracy in Nigeria. Democracy is under.
This man you see here, this man is the one who is promoting terrorists. He's one of those who say that Fulani from all West Africa should come into Nigeria. This man here, this man. He said that a Fulani man is just a Fulani man. A Fulani man is not a Nigerian man. He is a Fulani man anywhere you see them. He is the one who was on national TV advocating for Fulani to come from all parts of the world, reintegrate them, reabsorb them, give them everything they want. The same thing Sheikh Gumi is doing today is what this man was preaching on national TV, governor of Bauchi State. Look at him. Look at him today. He is here standing and calling for Donald Trump to come and take action because they drove them away from Secretariat. Now, for his own selfish interest, he's calling Donald Trump to come and take over. Look at it. Look at the idiot. Look at the idiot. Look at him. Look at the idiot. This idiot, this one that the arrow is in his face, this man, this one, is the idiot. Today, they are calling Donald Trump. The same people, the Fulani terrorists that say they don't want Donald Trump, that Trump want to invade their country, that they have sovereignty. Even though this idiot have broken the sovereignty, went and brought Fulani from all West Africa today. Look at him. Look at him. Look at the idiot. Now they are calling Donald Trump. Who say to go? You see?
I want to call on President Trump. What is at stake is not just genocide against Nigerian Christians. You should come and save democracy in Nigeria. Democracy is under threat. I'm calling on all other developed nations, all advanced democracies, come and save Nigeria, come and save democracy. Because I cannot understand how a certain minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria will be leading thugs, armed thugs, and then with the active connivance of the police to come and create mayhem here. I have said it, we are willing to lay down our lives to protect our office, to protect our democracy, to protect our mandate. So Nigeria, you are watching what is happening. International community, you are seeing the threat that Nigerian democracy is. Come and save us. Come and save us.
Did you hear the disgraced country? The disgraced country. When Trump say Nigeria is a disgraced country, you think it's a lie. You see them, they are calling for Trump. The same people that say that Trump will come and invade them, they are now calling for Trump. You see how they roll. You see how this Janjaweed roll. They have the audacity to come and call Donald Trump. Calling Donald Trump to come and save them. Which democracy? Has Nigeria had democracy before? And now, from this, what he said, he's admitting that there is genocide. He told Donald Trump it is not only genocide of the Christian, he should come and save democracy. So he accepts that it's genocide of Christian, including this idiot, this Fulani man at his back. This Fulani, there are people who are preaching. Donald Trump don't come to Nigeria. He want to invade us. Donald Trump want to invade you. Donald Trump want to take the economy. Donald Trump don't come. Today, look at the idiot calling on Donald Trump. Hand don't beat him. He's not calling for Donald Trump. It is a shame. A disgraced country. How else are you going to describe it? Nigeria is a disgrace I don't know if there is any other word to use to replace this disgrace. Somebody should borrow me a word to use. Somebody should borrow me a word. We have called it a terrorist country, a failed state, a disgraced nation, a shithole, a zoo. Which other language are we going to use for this entity before they dissolve it? Which other language? How are we going to explain to the international community, to the world powers, to divide this country, disintegrate this country, and allow people to go? How else are we going to talk about it? How else? How else? What else are we going to do? How else are we going to speak to the world to understand? These are a bunch of idiots. They don't want to see Trump. They don't want anything about it. But you see how Chukwu Okekabiyama catch them. When he hook them, they begin to say the truth. They begin to say the truth. Now their political career is threatened. Their evil agenda is threatened. They are calling for Donald Trump. The same people that say Donald Trump want to invade them. Disgraced country. Disgraced country. This man, this Fulani man, Bauchi man, is one of the men that created the problem in Nigeria today. He is sponsoring Boko Haram. He is sponsoring bandits. This Bauchi state governor is a sponsor of bandits. He is in the front line for the persecution of Christians in Bauchi state. In his state, he changed the local government headquarters from the area where Christians are living and he transferred it to somewhere else. This Bauchi state governor. He took the local government chairman office headquarters. He took it away from the area populated with Christians and he took it to the Muslim side. He suspended a Christian lawmaker in his state. He suspended her throughout the section. He suspended her because the woman questioned, why would you remove the headquarters from the place it is and take it up? It's abnormal. You don't do that. It's against the law. Look at them opening their mouth and they think they mean well. You think they mean well. These are a bunch of monsters. They don't mean well. They don't care about you. They don't give a damn about you. It's about them and their evil agenda to Fulanize the country. To Fulanize the country. What they are trying now is to prepare another terrorist organization so that they can be able to counter the terrorist organization they have already. So if you don't want the terrorist APC to lead, then the terrorist PDP, anywhere you go, you will see a Fulani man. Is either the leader or the second in command. Any party you go in Nigeria, a Fulani man must be the leader or the second in command. Any party. It doesn't matter who formed the party. You must be the party leader must be, the candidate must be either a Fulani or the vice will be a Fulani. They come and they continue to deceive themselves. Donald Trump called you a disgraced country. You say you're not disgraced. Now you see your disgrace. Your shame is outside there. And on the 20th of this month, 20th, next tomorrow or tomorrow, by tomorrow, it is going to be a different ball game. 20th is a different ball game. That is the day their disgrace will open completely. The final burial and disgrace of Nigeria is on 20th. I don't care what their judgment may be. Whatever judgment they give, it is for our own good. Thank you, my brother Onyeka Chris. It is a cemetery. A cemetery. Thank you. Complete cemetery. You are right, Onyeka. I think that is the cemetery. Because Nigeria is going for the final burial. Cemetery. That is the right name for them. 20th of this month is going to be the final burial. 20th. It doesn't matter what the judgment is, whether good or bad. It will mark the final burial of Nigeria executive, Nigeria judiciary, Nigeria legislature, and everything about Nigeria buried. It will also mark the end of these criminal politicians in Biafra land. All these criminal politicians that are masquerading themselves as governors, masquerading themselves as ministers, parading themselves as lawmakers. 28th is going to mark their burial. They cannot run away from the disgrace that is coming on the 20th. It doesn't matter how they try to dodge it. Nigeria is gone, and it is gone for good. Nobody is going to save it. Nobody is going to save it. Anybody trying to save it, you are wasting your time. Try to save it, you are wasting your garden time. Nobody can save that terrorist country. A country where terrorists will come in the open and begin to address press. A terrorist with loaded arm will come and address the press. I want you to watch this. Only in Nigeria you can see this. You can't see it anywhere. Only in Nigeria. That is where terrorists will come to address press. You can imagine the person you are looking at in a military uniform, well loaded and well armed. This is a terrorist discussing with the government, talking about the peace deal, giving order and command. Look at him. Look at him, well dressed, well equipped, a terrorist. The press are covering him. Look at his bodyguards, well armed and loaded. A terrorist giving a press statement before the whole world in Nigeria, with government officials listening, with government officials, military officials paying attention, and he's giving order. You can imagine. Only in Nigeria you can see this. You can imagine. This one is the military representative. Look at him. Look at him. Government representative negotiating with terrorists. You can imagine. You can imagine. You can imagine. Terrorists addressing the press, well armed, with military uniform. If they see an innocent person with military uniform in the street, they beat you up. If they see an innocent person wearing a military uniform, they will beat you up. They will disgrace you, they will naked you. But look at the terrorists, well loaded, armed, head and toe. Look at their arms. Imagine. Imagine. You can imagine. Only in Nigeria. Only in Nigeria. It is this same country today that is holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, a man that have not raised a finger. The only thing that was found with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is microphone. Every single charge against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is broadcast, email broadcast. But look at the terrorists, well armed. This man have murdered a lot of people. He have taken so many lives. And he still challenging the government and say he is ready to take more life if they don't obey what he said. He is not ready to lay down his arms. He is given the condition. It is him that is given the condition that the government must accept. Only in Nigeria. A terrorist. Look at a terrorist. So why will the US waste their time and come to discuss Nigeria or give them intel? What kind of information are you going to give to Nigeria about terrorists? They say Nigeria should come and share intel with them. What kind of intel is any country going to share with Nigeria that they don't have? The only intel you want to share with Nigerian army is to inform them to tell the terrorists to escape. You are only creating room for the escape of the terrorists. If terrorists can come boldly like this, discuss with government, well, do you see the automatic machine gun at the back? Do you see the automatic? Look at the bullet. Look at him. They don't lack bullets. They don't lack bullets. They can waste as many as possible to show you how equipped and how armed they are. Their boldness, the audacity is smelly. This is happening in a country that is talking about sovereignty. These are the idiots. When Donald Trump speaks, they talk about sovereignty. In your sovereign country, a terrorist is taking charge of territories and forcing you to come and stand. Humiliate you, humble you to come and beg him, and he give you condition on what to do and what not to do. Disgraced country. What other disgrace can be more than this? This cannot happen in Niger Republic. This cannot happen in Benin Republic. This cannot happen in Ghana. This cannot happen in any other West African country except Nigeria. Terrorists boldly face to face with the military, discussing, coming well armed and loaded, giving condition to the government, and yet they will tell you, oh, it doesn't matter. Shame on all of you. Shame on all of you that are still hoping that Nigeria will give you something. Now let's go to their news. Let us go into their news and see what they have in their wasted news. Let us see what we can find in their disgrace news. Because everything about Nigeria is disgrace. Not only that, look at this one is the wife. This one, look at the wife of the man. The school proprietor that was murdered. This is the wife of the school proprietor that was murdered, where they kidnapped school children. She's telling the story of what transpired. They killed her husband. Her husband was murdered. The terrorists murdered her husband and they kidnapped the school children. See? The woman is telling her story. The wife of the teacher that was killed.
Ko da dun na duka gida sun zagaye shi da window da ko ina duk sun zagaye duk inda ka duba su suke ta motsi da bindigogin su sun ka kashe shi. Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. Inna lillahi.
They murdered her husband.
Da sun ka dauke ta sun ka je hostel da ita. Sun ka je sun ka bude hostel sun ka shiga sai suka ce ke ki kwanta mu halbe ki sai ta ce in kwanta ku halbe ni sun ka ce sai ta ce to ku bari in yi hitsari garin haka sun ka bude sun ga wayancan ta yi hitsari daga nan sai ta sheka ta yi ta shiga cikin daji har ta zagayo ta iso shoyin asuba ko da ta iso gari ya waye.
Ina sunanta ana kaji haji na take SS2 SS2 shekara ta nan kada ki goma sha mu da sakani Allah muna masallaci wurin sallah asubai.
These are the people that their children were kidnapped. The parents of the children who were kidnapped. Another Chibok gets kidnapped. Disgraced country.
sun rescue na yaran da shi ne zai tabbatar da sun ana aiki akwai wani captain na su yace tabbatar da tafi na nan daga ko ina sai an tabbatar da an dawo da yaran nan. Sun yi abin da suka so ce mataimakin gwamna ya zo ya kira mu nan ya ce yana ba mu yawan addu'o'i da baba insha Allah yaran mu za su dawo cikin lafiya kar mu nan. Muna nan kuma muna da wani sarki wanda mu muna jin daɗi su gani da Allah da sarki da mu. Ai kurin to wurin gani dai sarkin nan kuna da cimai gani da Allah. Wallahi yanzu na wurin gani da gaba. To wani hali kun ka shiga da musamman ita mahaifiyar? To mahaifiyar yanzu ban jira da kuma ga da mu haɗa ido da ita ba bai ta kai ba kuka ba. Sai mu shi ka tun da soyayya da ni kuma da kai abun da ya cikin gida da yan uwana da nata ana tukuri. Ki dawo ne zauna an muga wanda an kai.
You can see, these are the family of the people that were kidnapped. This one is the wife of the teacher that was murdered. Disgrace country. Even when you think you have seen it all, you will see more things happening. When you just think, oh, it has finished, you don't know that the real problem is just starting. Just when you think you have seen it all, you just turn back and you realize, oh, the problem is just beginning. A disgrace country. When we say disgrace, a very disgraced country that can never ever survive. I want us to go to this report again. From their media to see the kind of thing that is in the zoo. You see the kind of things you find in the Zoological Republic.
Glad to have you back, still VOP this morning. Nigerian Army officer and Commander Brigadier General Mba has been killed by Islamic State West African province one fighter after the terrorists reportedly intercepted and tracked his location along the Damboa View houses in Borno State. Multiple security sources confirmed. The tragic incident occurred shortly after the brigade commander had participated in a successful joint air and ground offensive against insurgents in the area. According to report, the general had earlier spoken with his superiors, confirming that he was safe following the operation was regrouping with his team. However, the officer's communication may have inadvertently exposed his ordinance.
Oh.
He was captured alive while the terrorists interrogated him briefly before summarily executing him. Meanwhile, Mohammed Idris, Minister of Information and National Information, says the President Bola Tinubu has ordered the swift rescue of a female student abducted from government girls secondary school in Banda.
Nonsense.
Gunmen attacked the school at
Brigadier General murdered and the country is going further.
Now, few Kotokashi police spokesperson in Kenya say that Hassan Makubu, the school's vice principal, lost his life during the attack, while Ali Sheikh, the security guard, sustained gunshot injuries to his right hand. Reacting to the development in a statement, Idris says Tinubu has condemned the attack and referred the federal government's commitment to protecting all Nigerians, especially school children. Quite unfortunate. We have it also in the studio, Prince Francis Chidaka, who is a public and political affairs analyst, and joining us virtually is a National Secretary, retired member of the Nigerian Armed Forces, Ambassador Dr. Omein Roy Okidebe. And also we'll be joined from Oka by Honorable Jofo Iguatu, former member of the State House Assembly. He is also a political and public affairs analyst. Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning, Prince Francis.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, Honorable Jofo Iguatu.
Good morning.
All right, good to have you join to this conversation. Ambassador Roy, good morning, if you can hear me. Good to have you join today's conversation, Ambassador, if you're there, please. All right, let me start off with the studio. All right, we'd like you to unmute your device. You can hear me. Unmute your microphone, Ambassador Roy, if you can hear me. All right, well, we'll let you walk through that to, establish proper communication with you. We'll bring the conversation to the studio. We'll have Prince Francis Chidaka. Prince Francis, what do you make of this? There was a statement made by the president after 25 girls were kidnapped, from Kebbi State, that the security operatives should move swiftly to make sure that those school girls were rescued. Let's take it back to what happened some years ago, where girls were kidnapped, in school, secondary school, for that matter. We have the likes of Leah Shoibu and all the Kapuchi girls and the other one that played out. And up until today, we're yet, even last 2 months ago, about parents of those school girls come up to still talk about how some of their girls have not been reunited or granted freedom. Please, what do you make of this? This is a kidnapping of girls from school. And the fact that the present administration have told the world that they are already working hard to end it.
They are doing nothing.
In Nigeria, especially
working
when
hard
talk
indeed.
about coming in to help out.
Working hard indeed.
Our face is a shame, but that's the truth. Nigeria, for me, is gradually becoming a face because all the indices of face is staring us in the face.
It is already not becoming. Stop talking nonsense. It's a failed state already.
The government also turn it itself. I think the problem is that our leaders don't understand the fact that the people have given up their sovereignty to them. And when you give up your sovereignty to your leaders, you want them to take care of you, provide security, provide good health, provide good roads. But this is not happening in this country. And so each time these things happen, like the Chibok, Dapchi girls, you just hear the president, give you beautiful speech, asking the military to do this, asking the security to do that. But if you follow the details of what transpired, the police account of what transpired, the army account of what transpired, you'll find out that it sounds very, very childish. Because the police said, "Oh, we engaged them," and they were trying to flee, they jumped the fence, or they jumped the walls, and they went away with these girls. And I keep asking, when it happened, when the Chibok girls were kidnapped, there were about 100 or something of them, and when they moved, they moved in trains, when they moved in buses, when they moved on the back of cows or the back of camels. So how do they move these girls that nobody gets to find them? And where is this bush that they moved them into? So it doesn't really add up. It simply shows you that that there's something fundamentally wrong with our security architecture.
When you say something is fundamentally wrong with our security architecture, let's take it to what happened or what played out took the life of Brigadier General M. We're told that he was safe. And then he made a phone call to tell his superior.
He made a phone call, they exposed him now. Pantami was your former Minister of Communication, you forgot.
The rest was history. Let's take back to what Bola Jiakian said when we seek the military aid, talking about the United States of America's aid, joining Nigerian security now to help to rescue the Chibok girls. He told Nigerians, he made it known to Nigerians that the United States of America team accepts to use a certain gas to pass out the military, the militants, and take out the Chibok girls. But to their greatest surprise, when it was time for them to have the raid, they noticed that the terrorists that were trying to bombard were all wearing masks to prevent them from the gas that they are going to use to take them out. What does this speak on how complicit and how porous our military space happens to be with the reintegration or readmission of repentant Boko Haram members or terrorist members into the military?
What you have playing out, especially with our security architecture and especially with information gathering and dissemination, is that there are people who are sympathetic to this Boko Haram bandits, terrorists, call them what you want to call them. There are people who are sympathetic to them. And it is these people who are sympathetic to them that passes information to them. I mean, there's some funny explanation going on social media. Oh, that it's because of the social media that General was captured. And I laugh. And I said, first and foremost, when the news got broken that General had got missing, they said, no. They said, we have a government that has a way of trying to deny everything. And that's why I say, each time government begins to deny something, then it means that there's something there that we need to look into.
Someone say something about this general. Some people telling the people or the people that kidnapped him, the ISWAP team that took him where he was. Because, for example, we don't have the codes to track to start with. Getting the satellite information on the phone call being made, lay out there in public. It's not there where anybody can actually find it. Now, and we also know that some of these men, the terrorists, most times they make pictures and videos close to mountains and they send the the information without them being tracked. So how possible is it that they were able to, launch a coordinate to crack the position of this brigadier general, of brigadier commander?
Pantami was your minister for communication.
Have you seen anything more like the snitch telling them where this man is, and for him
you see, you're trying to go round and round and round the truth. The truth of the matter is that there's serious flaw in the Nigerian security act. And I say this, you see these people, these bandits, they come on TikTok. They do giveaway. And people collect it. And nobody gets to understand.
God.
But between you and I, and the four of us here, go to TikTok tomorrow and say something that the government finds offensive. In less than 1 hour, you'll be picked up.
Okay. All right. Before we go to the veteran, let me stay with you. The issue of insecurity is more than troubling. And our president has given marching orders. Make sure you rescue these girls. More like a soundbite that we hear all the time. Why? Do you understand why it's been difficult for the APC government? I say the APC government because it happened under Buhari. We had the United Arab Emirates. It was 411 names of terrorists of sponsors. Buhari put that list inside the cup and never did it. Malami was the Attorney General there. Now Malami wants to become president of this country.
But he wants to be governor.
Okay, sorry, he wants to be governor. He wants to be governor. Sorry, he wants to be governor of Kebbi State. I don't have a problem with that. Tinubu is in place. And that list, nobody has revisited that list. Do you read any intention? Or is it complicit? Is the government complicit?
How did APC come to power in the first place? Protest, propaganda, those were the tools. Don't forget, they used the issue of Chibok girls. They used the issue of Baptist girls. Now, your present vice president was the governor of Borno State when it happened in Chibok. When the girls were kidnapped, what did he do? Your current minister of FCT, remember, was the then minister of state for education, who claims that he went there and he told them they shouldn't allow the children to go for the exams. But the government said no, where everything is in order. So when you put all this together, you ask yourself, we have also heard, how some people had come to say, oh, we brought these people into this country for them to help us in case the election doesn't go the way we want. Who has been arrested? You have a Sheikh Gumi who's been going about the whole place asking the government to negotiate with bandits, terrorists, Boko Haram. And I ask, what do they want? What is the reason for negotiating with them?
All right. Let's hold our thoughts and let's take this very quick break. And when we come back, we'll continue the conversation. And to me, I may not be right, but to me, it doesn't look real. And we see the Nigerian army denying the arrest and execution. What do you make of that? And if you've seen the video, which I think you have, is it real?
Okay. One thing I like telling people is this. When your house is on fire, what do you take out first? Every emergency response, emergency situation advisory, intervention, procedure will always tell you, leave. Leave your phones, leave your bag, leave whatever, don't touch anything, just dash out. Okay, if you are one of the weddings in the building, try to scale up people. Now, I also ask people, when you think your level of presence in the security in the country is protected, what happens when your neglect makes such negative incidences begin to point you out as a victim? We have young soldiers that have been kidnapped, killed in open videos, beheaded in open videos. We have 2 military personnel that went to their village to get married. They were kidnapped and they were killed. And there was one lady officer like that. It also happened to her. And everything was just looking at stories. Now, let me tell you, as we speak now, even commissioners, senators, they are being kidnapped. So, when a colonel at colonel level who has a redneck is coming in the barracks, you need to change your direction. Because with that redneck, you have the right to pronounce anybody dead. You have the right to declare open fire as a colonel. I'm not even sure I can come into a place where there's a general. I'm not sure. I'm special trained. We just formed the elite special forces veteran community in Abuja yesterday, and we did an ESCO meeting where they made me the Deputy Secretary General, Parachutis Association. You know, those are elite sport forces. Where you see a general standing, you don't enter that place. And the perimeter control system around the general, beyond his armed body, is massive. When a country begins to see itself being abused in the eyes of its estimable places, that is an awakening. If it is not woken up, then it's dead. Okay, so you believe the video. The video that came out needs to go through the military processes, the DMI needs to look at it, the military spokespersons need to come out with a statement. So every other things now, we believe that social media are popular.
Now, talking about social media, does it make sense that the general lost track in trying to escape, was disconnected from his team, and was using WhatsApp to communicate? Does it make sense that he was sending videos of his location via WhatsApp, a social media application? What does that say, assuming this is true? Because I have a problem with this. But assuming this is true, what does that say to reconnaissance?
No, I would like to put it like this, because it would be like we are looking at the flame, we are not looking at the embers that boost the flame. What does that say about the Tucano that there was so much hype about? What does that say about military equipment that we have seen corruption cases popping up about serving personnel and government civilian procurement procedures representatives? How do these things amount to the budget for military and the physical accessibility of those military gadgets, equipment, platforms that military personnel are supposed to deploy when they are in dilemma or they need to create an attack? Now, if a general don't have devices on him that he could geolocate to wherever he is, if a general is moving without him doing video on WhatsApp, can't we permutate from the DMI office or system to know where the general is, especially when it's on active combat? We don't need to be mentioning devices here. I know where my son is right now in Texas. My daughter in New York knows where I am right now as I sit here. So if we don't know where a general is, then he needs to use a public system. Then that also tells you about where the country is in preparation.
Disgraced country.
We know the problem. Very strong.
Yeah.
Very disheartening.
Disgraced country.
General is already killed.
Yeah.
General of the Nigerian Army.
Yeah.
By who? People will call raptor.
Yeah.
Terrorism. Ambassador, how did they get out of this? We know the problem.
Well, one of the things that we need to understand is this. The problems were created by us. but we did not know the magnitude that it will get to. That is why you see politicians start porting from, everybody's porting to APC. After this election, if APC does not win, everybody will be porting to wherever there is a win. What is the criteria and the policy to port? Now, every organization in Nigeria already believes in godfatherism. Every organization in Nigeria already believes in favoritism. If the people that are making the budgets ask for budget padding because they need to get something for themselves, if the people that stay in the villa, like the vice president, asking for billions and trillions of money to renovate his office, when a school carrying the next generation of the country does not have protective delineation against incursion and adoption. What is the solution you want to have? The first solution is for justice to prevail. Justice against crimes instituted in the Constitution, murder, arson, criminality, corruption. Once justice begins to prevail, then the government to remove its hands from agencies. The police, they should create their own system where they nominate whoever comes to be alive.
Justice should start prevailing on the 20th. The case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
The chief of staff comes out. The politicians should face delivering democratic benefits, education, roads, medical, and all that.
You talked about the military. You said the military. You know, the Nigerian military, I recall, when we used to go for external operation, when we come back to Lawrence and all, in the Nigerian military, what do you think is the problem? Is it a problem of lack of equipment? Or is it a problem of lack of training? Or is it political complicity on the part of the political elites? What would it be for you?
Let me remember one instance when I was serving in one mechanized infantry division, Kaduna. And we had a gunshot somewhere. We were just about 6 of us. And the young officer there was moved. We moved immediately to the location. And we saw that 2 policemen were handicapped. And there was no phone call then, so we communicated as we communicate. And we got approval to protect the police, to protect our community, and to withdraw immediately the police reinforcement came. And that was what we did. When I was in Calabar, when Bakassi issues were coming up in the amphibious training school, we had a ready team to protect our military that were already in the front line as special forces personnel. Now, we don't connect with any civilian institution once there is threat to life and national security. There was no NSA office. NSA office that we bring in to begin to decide what the military and the police does. There was no interpretation of Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa. There was no, who is that guy there? Is he a Muslim or a Christian? Everything becomes what is a threat to the country and we wipe it out immediately. We don't have any court. When the Nigerian government, politicians, started to go out to beg for loans and benefits, that was when you started to hear human rights in how we treat criminals. Then murder cases and firing squad began to get interpretations. So the governor that is supposed to sign a firing squad begins to ask, who is that guy? They say, it's a boy to ambassador. Have you called the ambassador? No, sir. Call him now. Ambassador, this boy. I think you should tell the judge to just pen it. I'm in France. I'm trying to buy some houses for my children. So they pen it and they are alert. Oga don't send. And everything is pended. And that is the process. I'm talking as a witness. I'm not telling you ESC. Now, when we began to weaken the strength of penalties, accountability, then we opened the door for frivolity.
Let's take this conversation to Honorable Geoffrey Igwatu. Good morning once again, Honorable Geoffrey Igwatu, and good to have you. Now, the present administration has spent $801 million worth of, in buying equipment, weapons now for Nigeria, for us to be able to have the issue of security. With the way things are going, and the fact that some people have also come up to say that some military personnel at this point are complicit, and also the reintegration or readministration of the repented Boko Haram members or terrorist members. Now, sometimes people say that they're being involved in the military. Are we going to see all this help out in any way to stop the issue of insecurity? The spending of $801 million, one breath, and in another breath, more like pardoning and also encouraging people who have killed to still be moving freely under the non-kinetic measure of curbing insecurity.
I don't think the issue still remains or anything about the funding. What is the problem in Nigerian military is about tactical formation, it's about information leakage, it's about betrayal, it's about sabotage. There is no way anybody can convince most Nigerians that there is no leakage of information around the military circle. Now, if you accuse me of stealing anything and you invite the police to get to the police station, one of the things you see that 2 trucks of mobile policemen will be sent to my house to arrest me. And there is nothing I will do to run away from them just because you accuse me of stealing 1 or 2 little things or 1 or very minute cases. Now, bring it up to the military, that level of military. How can a brigade commander at that level be so easily captured and killed? It sends a very bad signal. It is a very shameful occurrence. It's a pity that we're hearing such from this great country, this supposedly great country, Nigeria.
Supposedly.
$800 million to buy arms and ammunition and giving it to people who are not dedicated, giving it to people who are sabotaging the national security to handle makes no difference. It doesn't make any sense. So the level of killing, level of abduction are becoming constant, even more constant than when Goodluck was elected and down with the president. The number of people that are being kidnapped, 25, 200 and something, 300 and something, schoolgirls is a very, very, very pathetic case. Nigeria is turning into a very dangerous.
A pathetic case indeed, very unfortunate. Let's bring it back to the studio. Francis, now, you did mention Jonathan era, when this happened. 200 girls kidnapped, and now 25. And do you see a pattern in this? Could this be politically motivated to make the government look inactive, look bad, so as to have something, to say to topple ultimately, push out this?
Well, I think that would not be the right word to use because when the American president said that he was going to come to help the people, suddenly our politicians became very patriotic. You noticed, you saw a lot of, I call them dead politicians coming on to do videos and telling you how patriotic they are, telling you how the Americans are coming for the natural resources and all of that. So if they could do that, and then the government was showing that they are in charge, I don't think anybody is doing anything, to paint this government in a bad light. I just think that the government itself has failed the people. And that's why I said that when you and I gave up our sovereignty to the government, we gave it up believing that they will provide security for us. But they have failed us, and they continue to fail us. And there are questions. We talk about 400 and something names given to the former late president. The new president came in. He has not done anything about it. Nigerians are living in IDP camps in their own country. Nobody is saying, how do we take these people back to their ancestral homes? Nobody is asking, who and who is occupying these ancestral homes? So it's just a failure in governance and government not facing the reality to know that the battle before them is something they cannot handle with all the videos people are making, talking about sovereignty, talking about patriotism.
The issue of insurgents, these guys, always on TikTok, always doing videos. In fact, I was watching
TikTok video last night where some of these bandits were making videos and
always
a supposed soldier was commenting on the video, saying that we'll get
Nigeria
you and all of that. And it was laughable to me. What do you make of that? And also, I'd like you to react to the 25 girls kidnapped. The kidnapping of the 25 girls. What do you make of it? Could this be
for the TikTok?
Can we trace them using algorithms?
Your son can trace them. Your son, your children of today. My child will tell me that share your screen, and they will just do some things on my phone and it's sorted out. I'll say, how much will I pay? You get these things are an insult. Go to schools in Nigeria here. Look, I like talking about our university students. You can have young boys and girls that will become strategically deployed to monitor these things. But you take your own TikTok now and talk about the senator and go and hide. You hear the other guest that is virtual. He said 10 trucks of mobile policemen will storm that place. Go and hide in another village, anywhere, inside a canoe, and be there and be doing your TikTok. Another canoe will park by your side, and you hear we are from the DSS. You're under arrest. So we begin to see a country like this organ said now that has removed priority from citizenry deliverance of democracy and placed priority on individuals and cliques and cartels within the country. If you talk about the 25 girls, I asked someone the other day, I said, if those girls were one of your daughter, one of them is your daughter, tell me your state of mind right now. For your daughter to be in the hands of drug addicts, wanton destruction mindset, set of people. Now, remove that and tell me, amongst the women in Nigeria today that are elites and highly educated, what kind of intervention have they come together to look at? Now, remove that. Come down again to the security system and ask me. I believe I can. We have done it before. Even those days when we were doing Operation Sweep and all those things when I was in Dodabad, we can keep a bait, park a car somewhere and put double trafficator. Before 10 seconds, around 4 a.m., you will see over 20 people in hoodlums around that car, looking at it like this. You get it? You can put a bait. All the schools in our outskirts, sir, in all of those exposed regions, sir, they are living baits. Why not create intervention system, deterrent system, and meet them at the point of entrance, far away from the school? Because immediately they gather and begin to move in that total space, they come together, they are not scattered. And intervene there, and you get it. And that helps you to give deterrence to other places. It shows your presence, it shows your capability. Even if we are 6 of us and they are 100, and you don't give us that threat of mind the way you do, mind the way you do, mind the way you shoot, mind it. If you tell us that this is a threat to national security asset, every educated child is a national security asset. All these politicians that you see, the wristwatches they buy from Spain, China, and all those Dubai, they have a closet in their house that is biometric control. Wristwatch.
Ambassador, it's good that you are here. You play around the intelligence community, and graciously you live in the United States. And I want us to see what can we learn from the United States with your experience there and your experience back home. Especially, we have a situation where, in many cases, in most occasions, before these attacks come, the intelligence community is informed. Communities say, look, we have information that hoodlums, terrorists, gunmen are going to attack us. And the same military says, oh, don't worry, everything is in control. For 3 days, 1 day, hours later, that same community is can we learn from we?
Let me start with your first question. There is no country in the world that does not have criminality. There is no country in the world that a criminal cannot see vulnerability. But do you have the audacity to exercise your criminal tendencies? If I leave my car and it's exposed to theft, do you have that audacity to take it and not be sure that you go to jail? Because intervention and opportunity to get to identify perpetrator. Do we have your data, your registration lines, your ability to use phones? You know, so many of them use phones to even collect ransom. Do we have the correlation of your geofencing? Where are you at this point? When you leave point A to point B, is there any flag if you have been flagged? You know, do we have communities that they take your identity so serious that before you buy some items, before when I got my gun clearance, before I could get a Glock to buy, I had to go through some processes, you know, and even while using it, there are rules of engagement, and you are sure that you violate those rules, you are going to answer for it. You know, there is no judicial system where even the president has wanted to do many things. You remember the old time what the US wanted, Donald Trump wanted to build the wall to block up. The judiciary will be asking questions, not another political party, not innocent citizens like you that are supposed to be enjoying your sleep this morning to be asking questions. You know, but here we have the judiciary itself starting in the dilemma of discord from even the NBA elections. The chairs are being thrown at each other. So we need a society that is answerable to certain tenets that keeps you geofenced, geolocated, and the integrity of your daily activities, you are answerable to them.
Not special forces, elite forces, right? The one you just
yeah, that's Parachutis Association of Nigeria. Parachutis. Those guys that use parachutes or come from the plane with their weapons and intervene.
That's what we need.
So we have airborne
parachute
services.
How you offer your services? The landing some visa and you know.
No, it's not a question of if we offer our services. It's the military system. If it is a waterway area, Navy guys pumping there. I'm an amphibious personnel. So military personnel to go and get the crocodile badge. Water to land attack. It's swift.
Okay, but your team, are you offering your services to?
We don't need to offer our service, sir. We have serving personnel that are paratroopers. It is a green light means go. There is no other question again. Everybody become a falling stone. And if you don't see an officer that is standing there hoping to be a chief of army staff, hoping that one President Tinubu will come tomorrow and say, you have served, go and rest, you have $20,000 every year.
$60,000.
You have a medical travel every year. Not following the army military discharge tenets. Meanwhile, other officers like you are forming groups to protest on the streets that they don't have cover. You are giving benefits. So, as a young officer coming up, I want to get there. I want to grab those benefits. I want to be an ambassador. After serving and people, soldiers and citizens have died in thousands without any accountability on my part. And after I become an ambassador, they said they found out there are dollars and money in one building in Ikoyi. Then I run down, I'm trying to intervene in it. And other generals are saying, and you think when the politicians call, they won't say, yes, sir.
No, let's get your opinion on the fact that Donald Trump saying something about possible bombardment. What do you make of that? Because today, one of the national journalists, Sagi Okori and others are asking that Nigerian government should seek external help to help calm the issue of insecurity. What's your take on the statement made by Donald Trump, and what do you think that would be for Nigeria if such?
Do we agree that the world is a global village? Yes, we do. Why? Because you can be in your house today and you want to sell anything, you can sell to somebody in China. Somebody in China can sell to somebody in Nigeria, just at the press of a button. Transaction is made, goods are sent, monies are sent. So the world is a global village. So we live in an estate. So in that estate where we live, your children are playing loud music, smoking in their hair, and breaking bottles and fighting in the compound. And it's disturbing my peace. And it's allowing other hoodlums to come and gather in your place. Because as a father, you cannot call them to order. Will I not come and knock at your door and say, hey, what's going on here? Who are these guys smoking in their hair? If you don't take time now, we'll run down this house. So, because we go there beggarly, because they know how much our people move out of the country against what they put in to deliver governance, it's because we have sold our pride as the giant of Africa. Why is America talking to us? Why are they not talking to AU? Shouldn't they be talking to ECOWAS? Let's bring it down. To say, take care of those African countries or else we'll come to them. All the institutions that were put in place to stand in the gap, to represent the integrity of our country. Who is our ambassador?
They are all dead.
You know, have you heard him speak?
Well, the president will appoint Trump in the days to come. Let's hear from Honorable Lecture again. Honorable,
Nigeria is nothing but a disgraced country. We have had enough of the disgrace. This man just opened their ass. This man that just spoke, that was why I just allowed him to be talking and talking. If not, I don't listen to all this their rubbish. Once they finish the ones that is concerned us, but this man opened a keg of can worm. A can of worm. He opened a can of worm. This was somebody who served the Nigerian army, and he's telling you how decayed the system is. How decayed is it? And today, only idiots will still remain in that place, and they are hoping that something is going to be good. Only idiots. And we wish them well. As for us Biafrans, we are gone, and we are gone for good, and there is no going back. We have gone, and we are gone for good. There is no going. Nothing will bring us back to the Zoological Republic. Nothing. I appreciate everyone that have joined me on this very evening program. We are bringing our program to an end. It's an interesting one. And we continue to bring informations. Evenings like this, we go to their conventional media, bring informations, and we share. Every evening, we will be doing that, getting information. And because you cannot just be working with that, we will use their own information to give to the world and expose their evil. You see them confirming that Nigeria is a failed state in that studio. When we say it in our program, some people think, oh, we are making it up. Somebody just confirmed it in that program that Nigeria is a failed state. Some of them will come and say it's a failing state. It is not a failed state. The whole indices are present. So it's a failed state. I appreciate everyone that have been able to join me on this program. May Chukwu Okukabiyama guide and protect everyone of us. Thank you so much for being part of the program, and hope to see you again tomorrow morning. We're going to be here on morning program, 7:30 a.m. in the morning. Please share this program, like and share. Click the notification bell. If you have not yet subscribed, subscribe. We are coming back in the morning with another bombshell. Be in the morning program. Tomorrow program is going to be hot. Make sure you are in the morning program and start with us. If you want to enjoy it, start with us. 7:30 in the morning, Biafran time. Mind you, Biafran time. If you are free, join us 7:30 Biafran time. Please click the notification bell, like and share. Very important. I appreciate everyone that have participated in the program. May Chukwu Okukabiyama guide and protect you and bless you. May Chukwu Okukabiyama bless and protect our supreme leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Protect our Prime Minister, Mazi Nnamdi. We hope that 20th will mark the end of our tragedy and will mark the end of the Zoological Republic. Thank you so much for watching. See you again tomorrow morning. Stay blessed. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
Nigeria don't enter one chance, I swear, now go with the go so. Yes, men, they kill us every day, for them busy, they campaign again. After they failed all the promises they made, oh, then they praise themselves. Why the masses were supposed to give them the praises we they are they run to? I blame it on the religious leaders. I blame it on the traditional rulers. People were supposed to fight for the people, they don't compromise. Shame on the rebellious brothers. People will cry with us during answers. Today them don't join those oppressors, they eat jollof. Something on the smell of. Very soon now we go perceive them. The half of where this government they cause my time bomb. It go soon explode. Revolution they come more. It is very close and they feel more. When the power of the people we triumph, the power of the people in power. They no even care, they no even send. Say the people they die of hunger. Hungry dog is an angry dog. One day you go bite the owner. Idle man is the devil workshop. Many youths for Nigeria no good job. And the country the youths got no future. The country is gone, that's on period. I blame it on the judiciary leaders. I blame it on the electoral officials. People were supposed to save the nation, but they collect it private. Shame on the armed forces. People were supposed to protect the masses. But now them they shoot us anytime they hear our voices.